This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. In the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet." This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9 through verse 11. And but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be ye not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet by and by. Verse 10 in the book of Luke, and it reads through the Holy Scriptures. Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdom. Verse 11 in the book of Luke, in the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Matthew 24, verse 60, verse 7. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdoms. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And this is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles in the great millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Let's say shalom to your Akim out there. And this is a quick sit-down lesson through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Shai. On this Shabbat, so I say Shabbat Shalom, on this August the 12th, 2022 at 2:49 a.m. on this Friday in the a.m. and on this Shabbat as well too. And the highlight of this news article from MSN.com from the Washington Examiner. And this goes into, wars and rumors of wars and commotions of wars, as I brought out those scriptures. Even though they might have been identical, but they scriptures and relates to this news article right here. With the increase of wars and rumors of wars, then the nations rising against nations, now more than ever in the last days, And the highlight of this news article, it reads, it was opinion by John Sweet, posted yesterday at 5:30 a.m. And so basically it's a rumor of war, It says a highlight of the news article, and it reads, signs of Romania is readying to defend Moldova against Russia. It says the apparent Ukraine strike against the Skalka military base. Right, I believe it was Belarus and Russian base was hit as well too, I believe, yesterday when I was reading the news. Now you got right here, Ukraine used this I believe it was Ukraine, apparently had strikes against the military base in the Russian occupied Crimea on Tuesday may have brought a little more closer to Moldova and the the Romanian border. And it says earlier this week, a convey of a high mobility of artillery rocket system artillery vehicles was observed in the Falklandsky, Romania, approximately 30, 300 kilometers south of the border with Ukraine, by less than 100 kilometers west of the Moldova border, and contiguous transscriptural region. The military garrison Foslunsky houses the 81st Tactical Operational Missile Bridge of the Romania Land Forces. It is location of its obvious strategic value. Romania purchased a 54 M142 HIMARS launcher for $1.3 billion in August of 2017, and delivered of the first 18 systems arrived in Romania in February 2021. These systems were assigned to the 81st Tactical Operational Missile Bridge and were observed for the first time during the June test firing exercise. It said, why does this matter? Because the transcriptional is about to get hotter again. The predatory relations between Moldova and Russia is well documented. It was further complicated recently with the Moldova Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson confirmed that officials of the so-called operational groups of Russian troops were not allowed into the territory of Moldova, and then reiterated the need of unconditional resume of processing of withdrawing Russian troops, approximately about 15,000 in ammunition and deposits from our country. Further complicating the situation was the announcement in July that the transcription would pursue independence with the subsequent accession to Russia. It says Moldova Prime Minister Natalia Gavrilova is worried. She had been this before in Georgia, Crimea, and now the Donbass, and added, if a country can start an annexation war without any regard for international law, then in this sense, nobody is safe. Moldova gained its independence from Russia in 1991 and was recently granted candidate status to join the European Union. Two factors that only service, and I believe it was an article said too, that NATO was up against the European Union. So that's another rumor of war right there as well too. And it says recently granted candidate status to join the European Union. The two factors that only serve to against Russian President Vladimir Putin. The threat is real. The fighting in Adastal and Crimea brings the war to Moldova doorstep. It says today's attack at the Psyche's military base could be just the beginning. He said, entering Romania, Moldova's big brother. Many Moldovans hold dual citizenship with Romania, and Romania is a source of contentions for Russia. Dmitry Medvedev, deputy head of Russia security country, suggested that in June, Moldova might try to fast-track its membership in the EU by uniting with Romania. Any deployment of Russian soldiers to Moldova could heighten Romania's defense posture, placing an additional stress on the Article V of the NATO Charter. It says, granting that this is a worst case scenario, one that even Moldova's prime minister acknowledges only a hypothetical scenario for now. Russian ground forces are in no position to invade Moldova, but a fully missile capable of a HIMARS equipped Romania missile bridge and approximately of the Moldovan border should not be discontinued. It says Romania could be a very well be in its brother's keeping. Yeah, so yeah, wars and rumors of wars definitely increasing now more than ever. Even though this might be a potential of a rumor of war escalating from, with you already having the ongoing increasing continuing war with Russia and Ukraine. Now they're gonna potentially might push it all the way to Moldova and Romania, because you already have the EU, the European Union against NATO, so hey, these tensions are increasing now more than ever. So if they further push the war all the way into the area of Moldova, because they said they had separated from Russia since 1991. So if they push it all the way into Moldova, again, you might have a potential alliance with Romania and Moldova, as being part of the EU, So these tensions of wars and rumors of wars definitely heating up as well too. So like I mentioned before, you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars just being a rumor of war increasingly, and the wars and rumors of wars is definitely gonna be a reality, and it's gonna come into full effect as well too. So it's a balance, especially with these wars definitely increasing, So yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of more ongoing, continuing on an everyday basis through the months, for the next couple of months and the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks as well too, with more increases of wars and rumors of wars, and nations rising against nations and kingdom against kingdoms as well too, as the Russia-Ukraine situation is still continuing to increase and intensify, with the United States a couple of days ago made their announcement that they made another military package of $1 billion of military aid for Ukraine. So if that is true, that the Russia-Ukraine war is going to be further pushed to Moldova and Romania as well too. If that's true, man, that's going to really intensify, have these other nations definitely be involved with the Russia-Ukraine situation. Because after the Russia military base, Belarus and Russian base got hit with rockets, I believe, yesterday. So, that stirs up more tension, because you already have Belarus and Russia, they're allies with one another. So if they're going to push the war further into Moldova and to Romania as well too, hey, expect to see potentially Romania and Moldova potentially might click up. It might entering in this war as well too. Because for the past, I believe earlier this year, you've been having like a lot of military deployment of soldiers in the eastern Ukraine. I mean, not eastern Ukraine, eastern Europe, I believe, as they've been having not too long ago with military exercise drills. And then when they've been having these military exercise drills during the Russia-Ukraine war, so they was like, I'll say about 20 or 30 miles from the war of Russia Ukraine, you know. So these wars and rumors of wars, like I mentioned before, is definitely gonna increase now more than ever. With the Russia-Ukraine situation is definitely increasing as well too. And I believe, I don't know if some area that I just looked at a news article that I believe, I don't know if it's Ukraine or Russia was sending a warning. I believe it was Ukraine was sending a warning to Russian tourists not to come in those certain areas because I believe military artillery shelling's been increasing, and then rocket airstrikes near those area of military bases stationed over there in parts of Ukraine, I believe, like Crimea and Donbass, all in that region. So, hey, that shows you signs right there. The war over there is definitely increasing now more than ever, So with that, I hope this was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and blah, blah, blah.